Okay. My husband and I had gotten into a physical altercation, and my children were present. CPS got involved, and they referred me to CHS. I immediately started feeling anxious. I'm a product of the foster care system myself, so CPS, whenever they're involved, it just sort of makes you feel like your whole world is going to end. I don't think anyone ever thinks that it's going to happen, so to answer your question, no. It gives you this automatic fear, like you're automatically terrified when you start to remember things that happened. So when CPS got involved, my first instinct was to run, because all of the things that happened to me as a child came back. You don't want that for your children. So when my CPS worker referred me to CHS, I said, I'm going to give them a chance. Let me see what they're talking about. And turned out it was the best thing that happened to me in that situation with CPS.
The purpose of intensive family preservation services is to keep families together. That's it in a nutshell. We want to be able to keep families with their biological families or the family that they're being reared with or in. We want to be able to empower those families to parent their children in a safe and loving environment. We want to be able to highlight the successes of those families and pull on the strengths of that family, because every family has strengths. Every family has something that they're good at. So we go into the home with that on our minds, knowing that this family's great at something, So we use those strengths to empower the family to be able to be the expert about their family, and then we just encourage them with that. So our goal, our purpose is keeping that child or those children in that home with their parents, and then allowing them to be safe, allowing there to be a nurturing environment, and allowing them to be able to thrive and live.
When I think of intensive, it's being always available. We talk about, when I first meet a family, one of the things we talk about is my availability to you. I'm there 24/7 if you need something at 2:00 in the morning, just to make sure things are okay. Sometimes it just takes a conversation when the anxiety rolls in, or if something happens and you don't know quite what to do, just to have a sounding board for somebody to kind of help them maneuver through the process.
Because we're specialists and we're in there every day, and even with the everyday, you're getting the phone calls in between or the text messages in between your visits, and you're going to be out tomorrow, but you still may get a message. So you build rapport with the family fairly quickly, because we have 28 days to turn this whole situation around. So you have to build it fairly quickly. So it does enhance the relationship between the specialist and the client. It allows us to be able to see them as people, not necessarily what was on the paper, because we get this full report from DSS that says all the bad stuff that's happened to this person in their life, or that's brought them to the attention of DSS. We don't even look at the paper before we go out. I do as a supervisor, but my team does not read through all that, because we need to meet them where they are. We need to see them for people. We need to know that this is a mom, this is a dad, this is a family, and something has happened, but it does not dictate who they are. So we spend a lot of time making sure that we build a relationship with them, because then they'll trust you when you say, oh, you need to do this service. And they'll trust you when you say, okay, trust DSS. Know that DSS's job is to make sure that your children are safe. That's their job. They don't want to intentionally victimize you or hurt you in any other way, because your family's gone through a lot. But this is their job. So we kind of play a little role in between the client and DSS. That can sometimes get a little sticky, but we kind of navigate those waters, so it works. But we definitely have to work to build that relationship so that they feel comfortable with us. and able to share information and able to feel as though and understand that we are there in their corner. We only want to see their children and family be able to stay together.
One of the things I like to say is I'm going to give you a toolbox. And the toolbox has certain tools. There have been times when I leave the family, I'll make a gift box. And these are the things that are in the box. Here's resources for the community. All during the time that I've worked with them, we've kind of read through some handouts. And the handouts are based on researched information of how to maneuver or how to improve your parenting, just some suggestions. So when they understand that I'm not here to tell you how, I'm here to help you, here's some ingredients, here's some tools that will help you maneuver through the resources in the community. Sometimes they don't know what the resources are, or they don't know how to contact them. And it just takes time sitting with them and explaining with them what's out here in the community that they can use to their advantage.
So we spend a good bit of our time meeting those concrete services like that, because the truth of the matter is, if you're going to be evicted next week, you're not listening to what I'm telling you about your parenting skills because you're worried about concrete needs being met. So a lot of times, especially in the most recent years, a lot of our services have been based upon concrete needs, meeting those needs that are emergent right now. No matter what it is, we want to be able to encourage them and make sure that whatever they're facing concretely, knock out those concrete needs so then we can then focus on your parenting. So we most of the time do that simultaneously. So we're driving to look for your next house. We're also talking about, okay, what ways can you talk to your children better? What else can we do? So you do a lot of your interventions in the car. So we're in home services, but we're also in car, in library, in community, in wherever we can get services to our families, we're doing it. So we do all of that in a nutshell, and just still trying to make sure that we are still seeing them as a person, still empowering them, still pushing them forward, and then getting them the resources connected to the resources in the community.
She was with me every day. On the phone, if I needed to text her, email, call. If I called her and said, Miss Freddie, I need so-and-so, it doesn't matter what it was. She made herself available. And that is important as well when you're going through something like I went through and you don't have family close by. To have that, she was invaluable in this. I have not gotten the feeling of being a person and not a case with any other agency that I've dealt with. To give you an example, the CPS worker came the day after the incident happened with my husband. After that, it was component after component. I'd never had the chance to process and to actually go through in my mind what happened between me and my husband, because it was something right after the other. So to have someone to be able to go with you every day, she went with me to every appointment. She went with me to my meetings with the CPS team. To have that going through what I was going through, it helped me to start being able to process what happened, to take some time out for me, even though it was all about getting CPS off my case. She really encouraged me to think about me, because without me, how could anything else happen?
It's a good feeling that when you leave a footprint, a positive footprint and not something negative. That when the kids see you, they run up and see you. When you come back 6 months later, because we do a check-in at 6 months and 12 months. When I come back at 6 months, most of the kids remember you, and you sit down and you have a conversation with the children, and the children start telling me how different things are in the home or how they still are the same. And we'll talk to the parent or the parents and say, okay, what do you need me to help you do? Just still having that bond and that relationship.
Yeah, at CHS, here We believe in families. We say we believe in families, so we must believe we believe in families being able to rebound. We believe in families being able to reconnect, to rebuild. We believe in families being able to navigate these waters that are life. We believe that families want or have a desire to be together. We believe that family is very important. So we have to keep moving forward in our journey to ensure that families are being left intact and are being pulled together and keeping them together. We believe in the magic of families.
Honestly, she's like an extended family member now. I'm extremely grateful to CHS for stepping in between me and CPS. I'm just grateful.